You have a big garden. You're looking for wood chips. Maybe you decide to like sign up for chipdrop.com, or maybe your neighbors decided to chop down their tree and give you all of their wood chips, which is what exactly happened to me. But now what? What are we going to do with all these wood chips? So I have 8 different ideas of what you can do with these wood chips in your garden, but also 4 different drawbacks to having a wood chip pile. Let's go. What's going on, my plant peoples? I am the ADHD gardener, where I use gardening, houseplants, and humor as a much needed form of mental health therapy, sobriety, and also learning how to navigate this crazy ass world with ADHD using tips, tricks, and hacks that we can find in our garden. And you already know one of the main staples of therapy and garden therapy is patience. Legit patience, which is why ADHD people, you really gotta garden, because let me tell you, wood chips, it's gonna take you like 2-3 years to actually break down the wood chips. So we're gonna get into that. First thing that you can really do is just kind of leave it here and leave it as it is. Now, the only problem with that is that, again, there goes that patience. That is, you are going to need at least 3 years. 3 years. Yeah, you heard me. 3 years in order to do something with this wood chip pile. If you're just gonna leave it as is. It's going to take a very, very long time, especially if you do not have animals. If you do not have animals to help you with the process of turning this into compost, then that's going to take even more years. So it just so happens that I got chickens. They are going to definitely help me out with the, compost making process. But still, chickens are not going to be enough to make this thing happen in a more timely manner. So if you got like an actual farm, or you got like legit space like my sister does, you got animals, that's going to help out a lot more. There you go, Jerry. I'm going to put those little chickens to work, because I already know that in the previous years I've used wood chips for their compost, and they've done a pretty darn good job. It has taken me of like 2 years to make that happen, but hey, it's all about passive and it's all about patience. I told you about that. Oh, also keep in mind that we're going to be going over 4 problems that you may encounter if you have a wood chip pile like this. So stay tuned for that. But the second thing that you can do with your wood chips is actually put them in your walkways. Adding wood chips to your walkway is a great way of, over time, passively making some compost, adding some new amendments to your soil. Not like you really need it in the walkways though, but still, nonetheless, it's still a great, way of just utilizing your wood chips. I mean, really, what else are you going to do with this big ass pile? Honestly, you can use it up and just put it in your walkways. The thing is that I actually added landscape fabric to my walkways to suppress the weeds, but I'm actually going to be using a lot of these wood chips for that very same purpose, because the landscape fabric doesn't really catch all areas. I can always add this on top of it, but also add it to the sides of the landscape fabric, because that's where all the weeds be popping up out of the sides. If you don't have landscape fabric, it's all good, because you can use the wood chips as a weed suppressor. So it's like a 2-for-1 deal. You're going to be covering your walkways, but you're also going to be like using that to suppress the weeds. Now, the weeds, will they grow up through the wood chips? They can. It's going to be a lot less of them though. So it's still going to work out. You can even use cardboard first and then add the wood chips. That can just offer you a little more time before those weeds start popping up out of the ground. Number 3 is using this wood chips as mulch. Now, you got to be careful when you're using it as mulch though, because remember, one of the problems, which brings me to one of the problems that you're going to see when it comes to using wood chips in any area of your garden, is the nitrogen lockup. So what happens is, when you use it as mulch, you're just going to be adding this on top of your garden bed soil. The problem is, if this gets mixed into your soil, what happens is that in order for the wood chips to be broken down, it needs nitrogen. And what could happen is that the nitrogen that's already in the soil is going to be sucked up and used up by the wood chips, therefore depleting your soil of nitrogen. So you got to be careful about that. That's one of the negatives and drawbacks to having a wood chip pile. But if you do not mix it into your soil and you just leave it on top, as a base layer on top of your soil, then you're good to go. You just got to be careful though, because if you do accidentally start to mix it in, then it may lead to that nitrogen lockup. Has this happened to me before? Yes, it has. Now, it all depends on what you're planting, and also where you're planting it and how much wood chips you're going to be putting it. Now, you may not see the actual process of, obviously, the nitrogen being robbed directly from the soil, but you will see it, and it will reflect in your plants. If your plants start going yellowish and they're not thriving that well, maybe they get stunted, you can blame the wood chips. You can blame the mulch that's happening. One of the main reasons why I got a bunch of wood chips is to make compost out of it. I have done a few videos, previous videos, on using wood chips as a composting material, and I'm going to refer to them right here because those are super awesome, and yes, it does work. Wood chips are a great source of brown material when you're making your compost. It is an awesome source, just like, like your brown leaves or paper or something like that, you can definitely use wood chips. Remember, it is not only going to take forever depending on the size of your wood chips. Now this piece is huge. That's going to take a lot longer to break down than it would for like the smaller pieces of material, but still you can still use it in your compost pile. On using wood chips in a bioreactor. Now that took a long time to even work. I may refer to, please go watch that video. It's super informative. But that very same compost pile, the bioreactor, that actually worked back there. The fifth way of how to use your wood chips is actually you can use it for your livestock bedding. Now, of course, I don't have a lot of livestock. If you got horses, pigs, if you got goats, maybe wherever your animals are chilling, inside of their barn, inside of their little nesting, roosting, wherever those animals are, all I got is chickens. Okay, so I can definitely use the wood chips as their bedding. Let me know down in the comments below, would you add wood chips into their chicken coop? You know what I mean? Like, I use pine shavings. Some people use sand inside of their coops, or if you have your animals in your barns or wherever you have them, you know what I mean? Would you just throw them right into the barn? Would you throw the wood chips directly into your chicken coop? I want to say, yeah, maybe, right? I don't see why not. I mean, that's not a bad idea, but I am going to use this in for their chicken run. Number 6 is water retention. Wood chips hold on to a lot of water. Now, why would I need that? I don't really know. It depends on what your situation is. But the reason, at least one of the reasons why you would want water retention is in certain areas of your garden, maybe certain areas of your property. So if you're in a very, very sunny, or maybe you're in a very, very hot ass climate like Texas, Florida, somewhere down south, zones 8 and up, what comes along with all that heat is water evaporation. So every time you're watering your garden, like all of your water that you're putting in there is just evaporating into the air. Next thing you know, your garden looks dry. So you can use these wood chips to retain a lot of that moisture. All right, remember, if you're going to be mixing wood chips in directly into the soil, that's going to be doing some nitrogen lockup, so you don't want that happening. However, if you are using that as mulch, it is going to be offering you a lot of water retention. A lot of your water that you're adding, to your garden beds, it's not going to evaporate. So it's going to be able to hold on to that water. It's not going to dry up, and your plants aren't going to suffer for it. Another problem that you may encounter when you're having a wood chip pile, and on top of that, what if your wood chip pile is really close to your house like I am? Like my house is like right over there, and it's very, very close to this wood chip pile. And that problem is termites. How else do you think termites will survive on? They survive on eating wood. And if you have a huge a huge wood chip pile like this, you're going to attract a lot of bugs. And one of those bugs is going to be termites. They're going to lay their eggs in this wood chip pile. Next thing you know, you got mad termites. And if they get close to your house, then you're going to have a termite problem in your house. And that's not a good look. Now, did I think of that before I decided to say, hey, you know what? I'll take all these wood chips. No, I didn't. Sure did not. Now, if you do have a wood chip pile and you are, or maybe you even do have wood chips, for the next time, put them suckers far, far away from your house. Because it's very easy for them termites to get to your wood chip pile, to your house. And that would suck. You do not want that. Speaking of bugs, this leads me to number 7, which is pest and actual disease control when it comes to using wood chips. Wood chips will definitely help out with the blight. And I'm going to let you know, because if you are growing tomatoes or any other nightshade family plants, then you already know about the fungus blight. I've been trying to tackle that for years. And one of the main things that I've been telling you in those blight videos is that you want to cover your soil to protect it from the rain. Now, if you have wood chips covering your entire garden beds, remember, you're not mixing it, you're just covering it, then that can offer some protection from disease like the blight. Now remember, the water, the moisture, the rain coming down, splashes, it starts sending those fungal spores all over the damn place. Not if you have the wood chips, because it's going to retain all of that moisture. It's going to hold on to all of that water and not even get and reach into the soil. Thus, hopefully, preventing the blight from happening. Bug problem though, if you can hold on to or prevent bug issues, pest issues from this, I'm not really sure what could it do for it. I guess it depends on the type of bug that you're trying to prevent. Remember, because if you have a lot of this, then it's going to bring bugs. But if you have a small layer of it, maybe you can protect it against some of those little pain in the ass bugs that you don't really want. Maybe some squash bugs. You know what I mean? Like if you got a decent layer of it, it's going to be a pain in the butt for them suckers to try to crawl through the wood chips to get to the soil. Could be an option. We have to talk about problem number 3. Yes, we have another problem when it comes to wood chips, and that has to do with mice. Let me tell you, if you mice, field mice, also some voles. Now, I don't even know what a vole looks like. It probably looks like this, but it has to be somewhat related to a mouse or something like that. But if you're going to see a lot of mice, they're going to be crawling all up in this wood chip pile for the entire wintertime. Why? Because it's warm. After a while, this wood chip pile starts to gain a lot of heat because, again, remember the decomposing process. It is a field day for mice. Mice love compost. All right. I mean, I don't know about you, but my sister got mad mice in her compost pile all up in her garden. So I could just imagine how much mice this wood chip pile is going to be attracting. Those little mice and voles are going to be digging pathways inside of this wood chip pile to stay warm all winter time. Now, normally that would not be a problem. Again, if your wood chip pile is mad close to your house like it is for me, then that may be a problem because obviously the wood chips, mice, they can easily go into my house, but the mice don't know what's hitting them because I got 2 cats inside of that house, so that's all fair game inside of my house. But for now, the mice are going to be living inside of your pile. You know what? Let's just even talk about the 4th thing, the 4th problem that's going to happen with this wood chip pile. And you know what it is? Time. Lots and lots of time. You are going to need so much time to break down this wood chip pile. It's not even funny. I'm talking 2, 3, 4 years, depending on what you're doing with this wood chip pile. If you're just leaving it right here as is, this shit going to take you like 4 years. This may take you 3, 4 years for something to happen with this wood chip pile. Time. Time is of the essence. Depending, if you ain't got no patience, that time problem is going to get to you. All right. Now, if you're working on patience, if you're working on learning to just slow down, Jack, slow down, slow your roll, chill out, then this is going to be all right. To the 8th thing that you could possibly do with this type of wood chip pile, and also this is probably like a 2-part, right? So the first thing you could do and use this for is soil prevention, soil protection. Okay, now when you're, again, from harsh conditions, if you have a really, really, really hot ass summer, if you have really, really harsh winters, any type of crazy ass environment, that is what these wood chips can actually offer. A lot of protection for your soil. Remember, in the wintertime, we do not like to have our soil exposed. You can definitely use these wood chips just to cover your soil beds. Now, you got to be careful, though, because remember, when it comes to adding it into or mixing it in with your soil, it can start using and robbing some nitrogen. So you got to be careful about that, right? So you got to be careful about that. If you want to remedy that problem, you may want to add some manure to this wood chip pile. If you want to prevent that nitrogen lockup that I was talking about before in the previous problem, is that you may want to add some manure to the wood chips on top of your garden beds. So instead of the soil being robbed of its nitrogen, it can go to the manure as a source of the nitrogen. So just throwing that out there. But it does protect your soil from a lot of harsh conditions. But also another little part too of that is that it can prevent some soil erosion. And that is a wonderful thing, especially if you're gardening off of a hill. But if you have a hill, then you could definitely use this as a barrier to prevent your soil from just basically just rolling down the hill. Because that would suck. That would suck bad. And then you lose all your garden soil. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and let me know down in the comments below. Have you gotten wood chips before? What have you done with it? I'm just super curious about how it all works. And if you did enjoy this video, don't forget to smack that like button. I really appreciate it. Also, you can catch me on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. TikTok is strictly mental health only. There is no gardening there to it, but it's all good because we can learn a little something about mental health every now and again. Until the next episode, you guys, where you and me both are going to be growing your happiness one plant at a time, one day at a time. God bless you all. Until the next episode, peace and love.